Welcome to Wednesday's News Moto, brought to you by For Riel. Each week, we partner a moto ride somewhere in Cambodia with updates about what's happening around the country. It's a fun way for you to keep up to date with events in the kingdom. Today's ride is a continuation of last week's ride, where we take you deep into Bakong. If you watched our recent video showing Prey Monty Temple, you might recognise the area. As this is the News Moto, you won't hear Jeremy's cries of pain as he gets hit by all manner of tree branches. If you want to hear that, you'll have to watch the other video. It's quite funny, and I'll leave a link to it at the end of the news. At For Riel, we donate the money we earn from YouTube to charities in Cambodia. YouTube pays us every month based on the number of views on the ads throughout our videos in that particular month. So by viewing our videos, you are helping us to earn the money. It adds up over time, and we're really happy that we can support great charities in this way. In the description of this and every For Riel video, you'll find links to the charities we support. Please check out their websites to find out more about them and donate directly if you'd like to. We regularly support Cambodian Children's Trust, Heartprint and Reach. Okay, now the formalities are out of the way, let's get into the news. It is Wednesday the 19th of June, and today we look at new flights, debt, drugs, beer, and a gang. As always, we'll finish off with some good news. Cambodia and India have officially launched the Cambodia-India Tourism Year 2024 in New Delhi. The Cambodian Minister of Tourism led a delegation from the Ministry, the private sector and the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts to attend the ceremony. This also showcased Cambodia Angkor Air's new direct flights between Phnom Penh and New Delhi, which is a significant milestone sparking hopes of a surge in tourists, investors and business travellers from India. Cambodia Angkor Air sees this route as a strategic move to tap into India's rapidly growing outbound travel market. With 4 weekly flights on Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, it's going to be great. India's Indigo airline is also scheduled to start direct flights from New Delhi to Siem Reap, home of Angkor Wat, the largest Hindu-Buddhist religious monument in the world. Indigo Air will launch direct flights from the 27th of October this year with 7 flights a week. How fantastic is that? These new routes are expected to significantly boost tourist arrivals in both countries. Figures from the Ministry of Tourism showed that 20,500 Indian tourists visited Cambodia in the first 3-month period of this year, a year-on-year increase of 25%, so it's an absolutely growing market for Cambodia. It's fantastic news not just for Cambodia, but also for anyone wishing to visit India as well. We're hoping to visit India soon, so this will be an amazing flight option to have. Now we have a very interesting story about the reduction of the Belt and Road Initiative in Cambodia. Official development finance to Cambodia has fallen by 30% to $2.3 billion, as per a new report by the Lowy Institute. The decline in funding is in line with the broader regional trend for Southeast Asia. Cambodia's international development aid dropping to pre-pandemic levels might increase the risk of long-term economic scarring. Between 2015 and 2022, more than 1/3 of Cambodia's development financing came from China. Chinese financing has plummeted to its lowest level on record in Cambodia, which aligns with the regional trend of Chinese development assistance in the region. Once the primary development partner for half of Southeast Asia's countries, Beijing now holds that position only for Malaysia and Laos. However, other regional powers like India, Japan and Korea have stepped up their financing. 120,000 projects by 107 development partners, totaling $255 billion, are currently being funded. In Southeast Asia, major traditional partners include the multilateral development banks, Japan, South Korea, European countries and the United States. Traditional development partners continue to dominate, accounting for more than 80% of total official development finance disbursements to Southeast Asia. However, very little development aid was coming via other ASEAN countries. When it came to intra-regional development financing in ASEAN, Thailand did the most at 85%, followed by Vietnam at 12%. That's a huge difference. The report looked at 11 countries: Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Timor-Leste, and Vietnam. When it comes to human development indicators like health and education, Cambodia has substantially increased its healthcare expenditure post-COVID, but investment in education remains stagnant. The Cambodian government has a total of public debt stock of $11.09 billion as of the first quarter of 2024. The bulletin said the public debt comprised 64% from bilateral development partners and 36% from multilateral development partners. Loans signed in the first quarter of 2024 decreased by approximately 71% compared to the same period last year. The kingdom's total public debt is at 19% of gross domestic product, which is far lower than the threshold of 40%. We get a lot of comments about China putting Cambodia in a debt trap, but as you can see, Cambodia is tracking quite well and is balancing its debt with progress quite nicely. And beer is actually helping Cambodia with that. The beer market in Cambodia has grown substantially over the years and is poised to reach $2.23 billion by 2032, up from $1.05 billion in 2023, showing a compound annual growth rate of 9.03%, according to the latest research. The report said that Cambodia's beer demand is driven by a growing middle class, rapid urbanisation, and a vibrant tourism industry. While traditional lager beers dominate, there is an emerging trend for craft and premium varieties as well. The per capita beer consumption in the country has increased significantly over the years, rising to an all-time peak of 57.3 litres in 2021. It has also been found that the Cambodian beer market is not just thriving domestically, but also making its mark internationally. The country exported $1.12 million worth of beer, mainly to Singapore, China, France, the US, and Vietnam. The nation's beer imports totaled $15.6 million, with Thailand, Vietnam, China, Japan, and Mexico being the main players. It also noted that despite this remarkable growth, the beer industry faces challenges such as high taxes on beverages. However, these challenges present opportunities for businesses willing to innovate and meet the evolving needs of Cambodian consumers. Meanwhile, amid this rapid growth of the beer industry, the private sector in Cambodia, especially the leading players in the alcohol industry, continues to support the government's efforts to prevent people under 18 years old from accessing alcoholic beverages. Despite being one of the few countries without a minimum legal purchase age, the industry is taking steps to prevent underage drinking and harmful consumption and promote moderate use of their products. Now to some hardcore gangsters. Sometimes you come across a story in the news that is so ridiculous you wonder why it's news at all. The funniest thing is how unthreatening these gang members are in the photos. Police arrested 5 gang members in central Phnom Penh after they clashed over a love conflict. Sources say the conflict erupted between the two groups after an altercation over a boyfriend. The specialised force on duty to monitor the situation of gangsters and other criminal offences intervened to arrest the 5 people and transported them to the police station. Now we have some good news. Cambodia has a real lack of public green spaces and parks. The reason behind it is due to the dark past of Cambodia, but that is all set to change. The PM announced that each provincial capital and province must prepare in advance for green areas and parks from now on. The area near the provincial municipality, if possible, should preserve about 100 or 200 hectares for building parks. This is already happening in Siem Reap with the huge extension of the Botanical Garden walkway. We'll have a video about that soon when it's finished. The PM also stated that life is a cycle. When we were poor and struggling, we did everything to fill our stomachs. We didn't care whether the food was delicious or not. We just wanted to have enough to eat after the end of the Khmer Rouge regime. When we are fully capable, we are thinking about our tastes. Then we care about our health, comfort, family, and children. Building a city that can provide great livable space and comfort for the people does not focus on the building of structures alone. One has to take into account the surrounding atmosphere, good security and safety, as well as non-challenging traffic issues and pollution. We need a public park in the city where people can come together without any problems. It is a place where people can take a walk with their children. We have to think about this. We have to be proactive about this. Since the new Prime Minister has taken over, there has been a real shift and Cambodia is changing quickly in the right direction. But now we have my favourite story of the week. To celebrate the Queen Mother's birthday, the National Museum of Cambodia is hosting an exhibition called Khmer Statues Return to the Kingdom of Cambodia. The show will run until the 18th of December. 99 pieces are on display, each of them returned to Cambodia after being looted and taken abroad. Since 1996, Cambodia has seen more than 800 pieces returned from overseas. Many of them have been recovered through the efforts of the government, while some have been returned by foreign powers or philanthropists. The museum director said that the museum does not have the capacity to display all of the returned pieces. What a wonderful problem to have, and I hope this is the first in a lot more. That brings us to the end of this week's news. You're now up to date with all of the most important events in the kingdom. Don't forget to join us on Instagram or Facebook if you'd like updates between videos. As I mentioned at the start of this video, a link to our adventure and Jeremy's pain out at Prey Monty will be on the screen in a moment, so please watch it if you haven't seen that video yet. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, have a great week, and we'll see you very soon.